Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, on today's episode, we're going to address this situation. Now, this might have been fine in '74. This is a fuel filler, by the way. And as you can see, this would be straight up and down, probably here. This is at an angle. So, back in '74, you put your simple pipe in there, hang it, gas fumes come out and gas goes in. Well, nowadays you can't do that. Everything comes back out. These new fuel fillers of vapor recovery. So number one, the problem is it's at an angle. It's at a downward angle. So the only way to correct this, and the biggest problem of all, of course, is it goes from 2" to I think 1.5. Yeah, 1.5. And the vent, look at how low the vent is. So you have the fuel here, it gets backed up, it probably goes back down the vent, or just comes out. The newer tank, the vent is way up high, so the air is behind liquid. I think that's even how plumbing works. You can talk to any plumber. You need a vent stack in your house, air behind water. So I don't know what they were thinking back in the day, but I think I'm going to get a 2" 45-degree exhaust pipe with a 1.5 adapter to this hose, and then I'll cut the vent, move it up higher, and maybe just do hose to a piece of pipe to the hose, or I can get a longer. Well, this is a 90-degree bend. These are kind of special. They go like $50 just for that. I mean, I'm getting some money there. You can buy this piece for $50, but then you still have the vent problem. I think just moving the vent up would solve the issue, but I'll probably do both. And if I get a later model hose, it goes to 1 3/4 here. So that's another option. It stays 1.5, I think. Goes to 1 3/4 though. Yeah, it gets bigger. So anyway, but I think an exhaust pipe 45 will do it, and then I can cut the flange off and just put it on. And there's no flapper in there like a modern car would have a flapper to keep fumes out too, or backflow. So I don't have to worry about that. Just have to get the flange onto the new piece. All right, I'll let you know how this goes. All right, I'm finally back on the truck. I'm going to take care of this project gas filler. There's a few blogs on this, but nobody videoed. As you can see, there's a massive restriction when filling any old Chevy truck, or any old truck for that matter. So these new gas pumps, everything just spits out at you. Plus, look at where the vent is. The vent's probably where the nozzle hits. So anything you're not getting a vent. Your vent needs to be higher. So what I did is I got this is a factory hose for, I want to say 78 and later Chevys. Same size at the tank, but up here is a lot bigger. Been such a while since it was sitting in my shop. 1 7/8 maybe. And then it probably says right here, 2" to 2. So 2". So that goes to 2" there. No, that's 1 7/8. This is 2". I'm going to weld these two together, come up, and I'm going to scribe right around the bend somewhere. Cut this off, cut that off, weld the two together. And we should have a nice high flow. And then I will take the vent and figure out how do I know if I want to cut it flush, and then I'll put that high up, just below where this is, maybe even on top, so that no fuel can go in it. And then right down to this hose, pipe. I think I have some more pipe or hose I can use. All right, that's the plan. So here's what I got. I'm going to cut it long, right about there, and pipes coming in. Get you guys in there. Adapter to the bigger hose into the tank. Make a sense? I'm actually going to use this end because it's the exact size. It'll weld up a little bit better. And I like that angle. So I'm going to cut it there. That scribe mark. Straight up and down. And then I'm going to have to cut this end off. I'll do this long as well. Because that's the original fill. We've got to reuse. But alright, so here's what I got so far. I think I'm going to tack these two together. And this is long right now. So maybe I'll get this nice. Then I can always shorten this end. Be easier to cut. Because this is kind of on a rounded angle here. And it almost fits kind of nice. So I'm going to go get this a nice fit here and work on that end. I can shorten it. I think it's just like a 1/4 inch. All right, got her cut. It's going to be something like that. I'm going to do a tack where it's close, and then get this big gap. I'm going to get some tack welds and then hammer that, get it closer. And then that's looking good. And then I can always cut the square end easier and do some practice welding on this, get the heat right, and start with that. Well, here's what I got. Not the prettiest weld. A lot of pinholes I had to keep chasing. I got my angle a little wanky, so I cut it at an angle trying to make up for it. And I'm just going to get these to fit nicely. And actually the hose goes over like that way. But yeah, I'm just going to get these to fit nicely. And then tack weld them. And then I should work on the vent before I get this all done. Okay, tack that up, something like that. And now I'm going to work on this vent hose. I'm going to cut the bracket off there and then see about a placement for it on top, I think. Lovely. Anyway, I went with a 3/8. That's about a 3/8 hole. I wanted to leave a little to weld to. This is going to come off. I'm actually going to go downward dog with it. Let's see, this is pretty much the top. Yes, this is almost the top, so I think it's going to come down like this. And then I will run some hose down to this pipe or rubber, etc., etc. All right, I think I am finally done plugging pinholes. That's difficult. This has to hold fuel. I mean, it's only when you're filling, but I don't want any leaks. So yeah, I found a lot of pinholes, shining a light in here. But that's what it's going to look like. The side of the truck come down, big fat feed down into the tank. The vent I'm going to plumb in. I got to get some 1/2-inch hose for it. I'm going to prime this. I grinded some of my welds to find pinholes. This one's good, so I'm just going to prime it, leave it. Yeah, so that's that for now. Get this thing going, primed. I guess I'll let it dry overnight. It's getting late in the day here. Okie dokie, there's the completed project. That is the angle of the dangle. Put all that together. Maybe I'll twist that. I'm going to see what that looks like when it's in there. Put all the clamps in. Did the right thing and cut the excess off the clamps. Yeah, that little stuff like that. This one's okay. That doesn't bother me. Maybe it will. Let's get it in there and then fill up. Let's see if that all this work was for nothing. Will it run? Why not a little video? You could see what I did. Cool? Alright. Let's go fill up. Alright, let's see what happens. Thing clicking on. Yeah, look at that. No leaks. I say success. Couldn't do this before. That's awesome. I'm ecstatic. Woohoo!